Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. We've got some really interesting stuff lined up this week. It kind of feels like the cutting edge, you know?
Definitely.
We're going to talk about these huge corporate settlements. One might even mean cash for you. Then there's the AI world, getting wilder and, honestly, a bit invasive with privacy.
Oh, yeah. Especially that report involving Elon Musk's company. That's something.
Exactly. And we'll check out the hardware scene. Looks like Apple's making a surprising move into budget devices.
It's a fascinating mix. We're talking billions here.
Yeah.
Fines, buyouts, new product strategies, and it all connects back to you, the user, the consumer. We'll look past the headlines, see the bigger picture, how you might shop during a government pause, what kind of laptop you could be eyeing in 2026. It's all connected.
Okay, let's jump right in with the money and the law stuff. That Amazon Prime settlement with the FTC, that's the one people might be really keen on. Potential cash back.
Yeah, this has been brewing for a while. It ended up being a $2.5 billion agreement signed late last year, 2025.
$2.5 billion. Wow. Where does all that money go?
Well, it's split. About $1 billion goes to the government, fines, fees, that kind of thing. The other $1.5 billion is specifically set aside for customers who were affected.
Okay, $1.5 billion for customers sounds great, but Amazon has a lot of customers. What does that actually mean per person?
Right. Scale matters here. The estimate is it covers around 35 million people, and the sources say the payout is capped at $51. $51 per person, max.
$51, okay. And why did Amazon have to settle in the first place? What was the FTC's issue?
The core claim was deceptive practices. Specifically, they pointed to these things called dark patterns.
Dark patterns. Explain that a bit. Someone hasn't heard the term.
Sure. It's basically designing a website or app interface in a confusing way, on purpose, to trick you or nudge you into doing something you didn't really intend to. In Amazon's case, the FTC said they made signing up for Prime way too easy. Like, sometimes you'd get opted in without clearly realizing it.
I think I remember that feeling.
Exactly. And then the flip side was making it really confusing and difficult to cancel the subscription. That's the violation. Consumer protection stuff.
Makes total sense. So the big question, how do those 35 million people actually get that potential $51? What do you need to do?
Good news on that front, mostly.
Yeah.
It's set up in 2 waves, pretty straightforward. The first wave is automatic.
Automatic? Like you don't need to file anything?
Amazon just sends the refund. Should be within 90 days. But, and this is the key, it's for very low usage. To get that automatic refund, you need to have signed up between June 23rd, 2019 and June 23rd, 2025. So big 6-year window.
Okay.
And this is the important part. You must have used your Prime benefits 3 times or fewer within the first 12 months after you signed up.
Ah, okay. So if you accidentally clicked start free trial, maybe during checkout, used it once for shipping, then forgot about it, you might be in that group.
Pretty much. That's the target for the automatic wave.
What if you, say, used it 5 or 6 times? Still not much, but more than 3.
Right, that takes us to the second wave. If you signed up in that same 2019 to 2025 period and you used Prime benefits up to 10 times in the first 12 months, you might still qualify.
Might, so not automatic then.
Correct. For that group, they'll distribute claims forms. That'll happen about a month after the automatic refund period ends, and then you'll have 180 days, like 6 months, to fill it out and submit it.
Got it. So low usage is the main thing. Check your email, maybe, if you think you fit that bill.
Definitely worth keeping an eye out.
Okay, before we leave money and law, there's something else timely, wasn't there? About delivery apps and the government shutdown affecting SNAP benefits.
Yeah, a quick but important note. With the federal shutdown impacting SNAP payments, some delivery companies stepped up with temporary help. DoorDash said they're waiving delivery and service fees on SNAP grocery orders. It's capped, though, up to 300,000 orders total.
Okay. And Instacart.
Instacart offered 50% off the next order, up to a $50 discount for their existing SNAP customers.
It's good they're doing that, obviously crucial support, but it also kind of highlights how much we sometimes rely on tech companies now to, fill gaps in social safety nets.
It's an interesting dynamic for sure, a definite shift.
Right. Okay, let's pivot now, away from law into the sort of Wild West of AI. And let's start with a clear success story. OpenAI's Sora video app. That thing's still exploding, right?
Exploding is the right word. The Android version just launched, and day one, 470,000 downloads.
Whoa! How does that compare to the iOS launch?
It's 4 times bigger, 4 times the volume they saw initially on iOS. So yeah, Android users were clearly waiting for this.
So what are they adding to keep people hooked, especially as more video AI tools pop up?
They're moving fast to make it more professional feeling. They've expanded the character cameos feature a lot. It's not just people anymore. You can apparently put in your dog or like a specific stuffed animal or even a generated character right into the scene Sora creates.
Huh. Interesting. What else?
They're adding basic editing, stitching clips together, that sort of thing. And there's a storyboarding feature rolling out, but that seems to be just for pro users on the web for now.
Makes sense. Aiming for the creators. And what if you burn through your free credits? Do you have to pay a lot?
They added a small payment option. $4 gets you another 10 video generations, like a microtransaction.
Okay, $4 for 10 videos. Not too bad. Now, let's get into the heavier AI stuff. The privacy side. There were all these rumors flying around about ChatGPT that it was going to stop giving medical or legal advice. What happened there?
Yeah, that caused a bit of a stir. But it looks like it was mostly a misunderstanding based on some updated terms of service.
So it can still give that kind of info?
Yes, OpenAI clarified that. Yeah. The model itself will still provide health and legal information, as a resource. The change in the terms was really aimed at the user side. They basically want to make it clear you can't use the AI's output to actually practice law or medicine if you're not licensed. It's a liability thing for them.
Okay. So it wasn't a technical block, just legal language.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They said the model's actual behavior didn't change, just covering their bases.
That makes more sense. But now, the really concerning story, that report about xAI, Elon Musk's company, and how they trained their Ani chatbot, this sounds bad.
It's pretty shocking, honestly. The reports allege that xAI actually required employees to submit their personal biometric data. We're talking detailed scans of their faces and recordings of their voices.
Required them? For what purpose?
To train Ani. That's their female chatbot, the one that's an anime avatar and apparently has an NSFW, adult content setting.
Wait, they made employees give their faces and voices to train that kind of chatbot? Under what grounds?
The program was reportedly called Project Skippy. Very confidential. And according to these reports, employees were told straight up that submitting this data was a job requirement.
A job requirement to give your biometric data for an NSFW anime bot.
Yeah. Supposedly necessary for xAI's mission, this was despite employees apparently voicing real discomfort, both about the chatbot itself and the huge privacy and security risks of handing over that kind of deep biometric data.
I can imagine. What happened to the data?
They were reportedly told to sign release forms, giving xAI permission to use their likeness forever, worldwide.
Yes.
It's an extreme example of a company potentially using its power over employees for AI data. Raises huge questions.
Huge questions is putting it mildly. Wow. Okay, shifting slightly, but still in AI, intellectual property. Getty Images versus Stability AI. There was a ruling in the UK. Did that finally answer the big question about training AI on copyrighted images?
Nope, not really. The core question is still very much up in the air. This ruling was actually quite narrow. Getty kind of lost the main part of their claim, the part about the AI training process itself being copyright infringement. The judge even noted that the AI model, Stable Diffusion, doesn't really store or reproduce the original images it learned from.
So if training wasn't the issue, how did Getty win anything?
They won partly on trademark infringement. This was the key bit. Sometimes the images the AI generated the output included things that looked like distorted versions of Getty's watermarks or logos.
So using their brand, essentially, in the final picture.
Exactly. That use of their trademark in the output, that was ruled a violation. So it's a partial win for Getty, but that fundamental issue of whether you can legally train on copyrighted data, still unresolved legally speaking. Big question mark globally.
Okay, let's move from the digital world to physical hardware. And this next one feels like a big shift. Apple, reportedly getting into the budget laptop game. Seriously.
Yeah, it's a pretty significant rumor, especially when you think their cheapest laptop now, the M4 MacBook Air, starts at, $999?
Right. So what's the rumor?
There's talk of a device codenamed J700, expected maybe first half of 2026. And the price point is supposedly well under $1,000. Some whispers are even saying $599.
$599 for a Mac. That changes things. That's going right after Chromebooks, cheap Windows PCs. How could Apple possibly do that without wrecking their premium image or sales of the Air?
They'd have to cut costs pretty aggressively, right? The sources point to a couple of main areas. First, the screen. Expect a smaller, lower quality LCD display. maybe only 12 inches, noticeably smaller than the current Air's 13.6-inch screen.
Okay, screen downgrade. What else?
The chip. Instead of their fancy, powerful M-series chips, like in the current MacBooks, the rumor is they'd use an A-series chip, like the ones in iPhones. Probably a version of the A19 Pro chip.
Ah, so using an iPhone chip in a laptop, that targets a different user entirely.
Exactly. It's aimed squarely at casual users, students. People who care more about the price tag than having top-tier performance. It lets them compete down market without, diluting the main Mac brand too much.
Smart strategy, potentially. And it shows that budget market is really heating up, which we also see in the chips themselves, right? The competition there.
Oh, yeah. The chip wars are intense. Speaking of which, there are reports about Samsung's next big chip, the Exynos 2600. Apparently, early benchmarks Geekbench scores are looking M5-like, meaning potentially rivaling Apple's next generation of high-end chips.
Really? Exynos catching up to Apple's M series.
The reports claim it's beating the expected Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 in both single-core and multi-core tests. If that holds true, that's a massive boost for Samsung's next Galaxy S Ultra phones.
Wow, okay, competition is fierce. Quick detour, any big acquisition news, mergers and acquisitions?
Just a quick note. Google got the final okay from the U.S. government for that massive Wiz acquisition.
Yeah.
The cloud security company.
Right, that was huge. How much was it again?
$32 billion. Expected to close early 2026.
$32 billion, okay. And while we're talking Google and Samsung, they're working together on audio tech too, aren't they? Trying to rival Dolby Atmos.
That's right. They're upgrading their Eclipse audio format to version 2.0. It's a direct competitor to Dolby Atmos in that whole immersive spatial audio field.
We hear Dolby Atmos thrown around a lot. What makes this Eclipse 2.0 special or supposedly better?
The big push is towards true object-based sound. That's the key phrase. Version 2.0 increases the number of channels it supports. Currently, it maxes out at 28 channels. But the real improvement is how it lets sound designers work. Instead of just assigning sounds to fixed channels, object-based audio lets them place and move individual sounds like a footstep, a voice, a specific instrument freely within a 3D space around you, the listener.
So much more precise sound placement. More like real life, I guess.
That's the goal. A much richer, more immersive soundscape. More control for the creators. Potentially a better experience for you.
Cool. Okay, back to AI for a bit. Google Maps is getting an AI upgrade with Gemini, making it an all-knowing co-pilot. What does that actually mean when I'm driving?
It means you'll basically be able to chat with Gemini while you're navigating. Ask questions about your route, points of interest nearby, conversational stuff.
Like, hey Google, what's that building on the right?
Pretty much. But maybe the more interesting part is how it improves the spoken directions. Instead of just saying, turn right in 500 feet, it'll apparently start using visual landmarks like turn right after the big gas station or make a left at the red restaurant.
Oh, that's actually useful. How does it know what's there?
It cross-references the real-time street view imagery with Google's huge database of places. They say they have 250 million logged places. So it can see the landmark and know what it is.
That's clever. Makes directions feel much more intuitive. Okay, one last piece of new tech. Another AI wearable. A ring this time. The Sandbar Scream Ring.
Yep, another entrant into the AI wearable space. This one's Ring costs about $250 to $300 on pre-order, shipping way out in summer 2026, though.
And what's its main trick?
It's essentially a tiny dictaphone, designed to let you capture thoughts instantly. You can apparently just whisper into it, even in a crowd, to record and transcribe quick notes, like a little personal assistant on your finger.
Whisper in a crowd. Okay, and the AI angle. What's unique there?
It has a personalized AI chatbot feature they're calling Inner Voice.
Inner Voice.
Yeah. The gimmick is, during setup, it records your voice. Then, the chatbot is trained to sound exactly like you when it responds to your queries or interacts with you.
Whoa, so your own voice talking back to you from your Ring, that's slightly weird, me.
It's definitely aiming for ultimate personalization. Though, predictably, they had to quickly reassure people the mic isn't always listening, only when you activate it. But it brings that whole biometric data thing right back, doesn't it? Your voice, on a device, powering an AI.
It really does tie everything together. Okay, so we've covered a lot. Refunds from deceptive designs, really invasive biometric data collection for NSFW bots, budget Macs, AI co-pilots. What's the big takeaway here? Let's try to connect these threads.
Well, there was that other little conflict this week that sums it up nicely, I think, between Amazon and Perplexity.
Oh, yeah. What happened there?
Amazon basically asked Perplexity to stop using its AI browser Comet to make purchases on Amazon.
Why?
Amazon claimed that having the AI agent do the shopping provided a significantly degraded shopping and customer service experience.
Ah, so the AI wasn't doing it the Amazon way.
Pretty much. And that raises the final big question, right? If AI agents like Comet start doing all our shopping, figuring out what we need, finding the best price, clicking buy, who gets to define what a good shopping experience even is?
Is it the retailer like Amazon wanting to control how you interact with their site, see their ads, maybe buy their preferred products?
Or is it the AI agent, purely optimizing for your stated goal? Get me this thing, cheap and fast. I don't care how. It's that tension. The convenience we get from all this tech, the AI maps, the voice notes on a ring, the automated shopping, it's all built on this massive exchange of our data. And it forces us to constantly ask who's really in control, the platform or the user via their AI.
That line is definitely getting blurrier all the time, something to really keep thinking about as these tools get more powerful.
Absolutely. It's the landscape we're navigating now.
Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.